So today's topic is content speaking. There are only two known lectures pertaining to the speaking subtest in our branch, and those are speaking skills enhancement and content speaking. So let me explain the difference between the two. If I'm going to compare it with a cooking show, all right? So the speaking skills enhancement is your structure. Basically, the recipe, how you cook. Let's say, as a judge, I want you to cook caldereta. So you will all be cooking caldereta. That is your speaking skills enhancement. Everyone will follow the same recipe. They have the same ingredients. But content talks about mostly about the taste. So you have to understand, you have the same dish, but what flavor do you offer? What makes your caldereta stand out from the rest? That is what we're about to talk about today. Again, you need to understand two things. Kasi, sumali ka ng cooking show, pinagluto ka ng kaldereta, ang ginawa mo kare-kare, hindi ka pa rin panalo kasi you didn't follow the instruction. Kahit malasa pa yon, masarap yan, hindi ka pa rin manalo. So you have to combine both. That is why, before you even consider undergoing the one-on-one coaching, every Thursday ito, except today, kasi nga iba ang schedule natin since it's Holy Week, I want you to attend either content speaking or speaking skills enhancement. Alin man sa dalawa na yan. So now that you are able to attend this in person, or perhaps you are joining us over Zoom with John, Angelo, and Jam, or even those of you who will be watching this later after I post the replay, it is going to be essential in your one-on-one coaching prior to you taking the test. So this is just a suggestion. There are some students, I'm going to be honest, some students, they don't have any background at all. They don't have any background about IELTS. They just came in, sabi, sir, sige, pa-coach ako. Alam mo mawawala, sabi mo naman, you're going to judge me fairly. Hindi naman kita huhusgahan based on your answers. It's going to be still based on structure and content, no? May iba talaga na unang sabak pa lang, alam mo nang may K. Alam mo nang kaya. Kahit walang ganito. Pinagluto ko ng kare-kare, pinagluto ko ng kaldereta, walang kaalam-alam, nakaya. No? May talented eh. Now, you have to ask yourself, among those talented individuals, ng favorite ni Lord, tayo ba yon? So kung hindi, dun mo kailangan magpursige. So kung alam mo sa sarili mo na, sir, wala akong masyadong background sa English, matagal ako nagstay sa Middle East, medyo nagasgas yung English ko doon, nag-Singapore ako, 3 years, parang wala na akong masyadong alam sa English kasi nakahalubilo ko puro Indians, puro Malay. So, you have to do better. Now, so content speaking, just to give you an idea, this is about the taste. So particularly the topic will be about the speaking subtest. All right. So common misconception, speaking is difficult. If you're going to arrange this exam, all the tests in the IELTS, by the way, we have 4, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Speaking is actually the second easiest. Some students will be sending their results, or some of them have sent the results to me. Their speaking test their speaking test score was actually very high. Like they managed to get 7.5, 8. Those are impressive scores, don't get me wrong. But they were only getting 5.5 and 6 in reading. So quite recently, I consider reading as the dark horse of the test. Let me use my classmate back in college as an example. Naka-8 siya sa speaking, naka-5 siya sa diba? But you have to understand his situation. He is actually planning to go to the US as a nurse. The only requirement for visa screening is for the candidate to have at least a band 7 in speaking. They don't care about anything. As long as you get the overall score of 6.5 and a speaking test score of 7, they don't care. So, 5 siya sa reading, 8 siya sa speaking. Pwede ba siya mag-US? Yes, 3 taon na siya doon. Oh. So you have to understand that if you are a nurse, this is very important for you, particularly nurses. Because for you to either work as a nurse in the UK or in the US, getting at least a 7 in speaking is a must. Kailangan. So, mahirap ba si speaking? In my personal viewpoint, hindi. Mas mahirap na si reading lately. Bakit? Bakit? May idea ba kayo kung bakit?
Sa ay sa ano, may idea ka ng anong mga tatanong.
Bakit ka magkaka-idea sa mga itatanong? Ay, hindi nga umattend eh. Walang background sa review eh. Bakit pumapasa pa rin? Bakit mas madali si speaking kaysa kay reading? Exactly. The questions are about you. If I ask you what your favorite color is, you know your answer? What's your favorite color? Blue. What's your favorite color? Beige. What's my favorite color? It's difficult to, di ba? Ang hirap i-judge. So, speaking is easy because the questions will revolve around you. It's going to be about you. Your likes, your dislikes, your experience, your future plans, past, present, future, everything about you. Experiences, no? Preferences, lahat. It is scary. Well, when you talk about anxiety, anxiety by definition is fear of the unknown. Diba? Bakit kapag nasa mataas kang lugar, tapos lumungaw ka parang nalulula ka, na natatakot ka, that's anxiety. You don't know what's going to happen. Your body is reacting to this fear. So anong nararamdaman mo? Siyempre, kinakabahan ka, may nanginginig ka, pagpapawisan ka, may hilo ka, no? Ganon din sa ibang bagay. Um, when you rode the plane for the first time, kinakabahan ka, natatakot ka, ano ay mangyayari, di ba? Marami mga first time na pag ginawa mo siya sa unang pagkakataon, kakabahan ka, matatakot ka. Pagdadrive, pagluluto, pag public speaking, no? Pag-report, pag-take ng exam, lalo na pag-take ng exam. Bakit? Kasi may weight eh. Na pag hindi mo ito napasa, hindi ka makakalas. Maraming umaasa sa'yo. So, nandun yung pressure. So, it is scary because of a lot of different factors. So, paano kaya natin tumaan? Yung scare factor, yung fear factor. Introduce yourself to the concept. Sanayin mo yung sarili. Sino sa tingin nyo yung pag first time nag-bungee jumping o nakapag-bungee jumping na natakot? Talaga nagsisigaw sa takot. Sa tingin nyo, pag nag-bungee jumping ka, natatakot. Of course, right? Di ba sa bungee jumping, merong alalay, may kasabay ka nag-bungee jump. Natatakot pa kaya sila? Hindi na. Puta na, araw-araw kong ginagawa, matatakot pa ako. Siguro andun pa rin yung takot, but since you've been doing this every day, you were able to learn how to control the fear. And that is how we can overcome the fear factor of the test. You have to undergo sessions that is similar to the actual experience. And that is through one-on-one coaching. Only done on Thursday. On special request, yung mga students kasi na Sabado lang nakakapasok, please send us a PM. Send nyo kami ng message para makonsider natin yun. Na examiners are intimidating. Meron po talagang examiners na naniniwala. May magagawa dyan. Tao lang tayo, tao lang sila. But don't get intimidated. At the end of the day, they will follow this narrative of the report that they have to implement on your test. So they could try to intimidate us, but you have to stand your ground. Okay? It is impossible to get a 7 in this category. You know why? I've not done this lecture for a long time. Tagal. Siguro mga 3 months. No? 3 months, 4 months ko atang hindi ginawa itong lecture na to because I gave this lecture to Ma'am Shannon. Ma'am Shannon kasi was able to get 8.5 in speaking. Kaya ang daming matataas sa speaking ngayon. May mga nakaka-8 kami, may nakaka-8.5 pa kami ngayon sa speaking kasi siya lang nag-handle ng speaking. Ako kasi hindi ako ganun kataas sa speaking before. So, she is one of the main reasons why the speaking test scores of candidates here in the branch has skyrocketed, no? Galing. At yung examiner pa niya, yung pinaka naki-intimidate, si Miss Ara Escalada. Best friend ko nung college, ngayon nasa New Zealand na, binigyan nun ng 6, ang tali-talino nun. 6 lang. Pero si isa kong friend na tanga-tanga, no? Binigyan niya ng 6.5. So Ara Escalada really is a very intimidating examiner. So wala yun sa talino, ha? Wala sa talino. Sabi ko nga sa friend ko yan, nagpapacoach, alam mo, wag ka nang mag-New Zealand. Sabi ko sa kanya, mag-Afghanistan ka na lang ako kasi talagang pang-4 ng performance mo, kailangan mo sa isa para makapag-New Zealand kayo. But due to her perseverance, na anak siya, na ginamit niya yung experience sa buhay, binubugbog siya ng asawa niya dati, para gawin niya na sa tool, no? Para magpursige at nakapag-New Zealand siya. Ngayon, nasa isang British colony siya sa South America. Diba? So, hindi hadlang na nangi-intimidate yung examiner para matupad yung no. So, it is impossible to get a 7 in this category. As I've mentioned, ang tagal ko itong hindi ginawa. Kaya nga ngayon nagkaroon ako ng pagkakataon na ma-lecture. Sobrang na-excite talaga ako. No? Kasi nga, tagal ko itong hindi ginawa. So, dito sa number 4, na it is impossible. Uy, ang dami nating joiners, oh. Si Benjo, si Valdez Preshil, si Ham, Jamlabs, Margie, Melissa, and John Angelo. Wow, dumami tayo. Actually, it is impossible to get a 7 in this category. Ito yung paborito kong kwento sa lahat ng lecture. Paborito. Siba ng kwentuhan. So, nung January 2000 and sometime in 2018-19, I used to be a coach of Niner Bootcamp. So, isa siya sa mga branches ni Niner na nasa online. Bago pa mag-pandemic, may Zoom na kami. Meron na kaming Skype pa noon. Facebook Messenger. So, marami kaming ginagamit na platform, no? Para sa pagtuturo sa iba't ibang estudyante namin, iba't ibang bansa. Meron akong na-handle na estudyanteng Russian, si Iman. Meron akong student from Argentina, sa Japan, sa China. Grabe, ang laki ng naging reach namin ng 2018-2019. So, back then, matatapos ang 3 o'clock yung pasok ko, biyahe ko pa Gapan kasi taga doon ako. Nandun yung setup ko ng lecture. So, from 5 to 9 p.m., nagle-lecture ako. So, naka-off yung kami, kumatagay ako habang klase. So, there was one person na para sabihin ko siguro, meron akong isang estudyanteng hirap talaga ako. So, sobrang lagi niyang kina-counter lahat ng tinuturo na. Parang gusto niyang ipilit yung kanya. No? Sa madaling sabi, matigas yung ulo ng estudyante na yun. Pumasok siya, pero sabi niya, ba't gagawin ko yan? Di ba dapat ganito? Just go, gawin mo. No? Until I heard his story. Kaya pala masyado siyang eager sa pag-alam ng bawat pasikot-sikot sa speaking. Gusto niya kasi mag-US. Anong sabi natin para makapag-US? 7 in speaking. Okay? Okay. So sa loob ng 15 years, siya ay nag-IELTS na. 15 years, ha? Ilang beses siya nag-exam? 20 times. Siya nag-exam. Na-imagine niyo ba kung gaano karaming pera ang ginastos niya? Hindi pera eh. Yung bang, lagi kang sinasampal ng, hindi para sa'yo to, lagi kang sinasapak ng, lumayas ka dito, dito pang sa'yo. Sa tingin mo siguro ako, kung ganito ako, pang 5 pa lang, suko na eh. Diba? So grabe yung perseverance ng tao na to. So nung nalaman ko yung kwento niya, medyo lumambot yung pagtingin ko sa tao na to. No? Sabi ko, okay, wawa naman. Kaya pala ganun siya. Naiintindihan ko na. Siya siyang eager because of a reason. And that reason is because he has been getting no for 15 years. Back then, I was like 27. So 12 anyos ako. Grade 6 pa lang ako, nag-i-start na siya mag-IELTS. Ngayon, fast forward. Yung ex ko doon, naligo. Tapos yung phone, nakalimutan yung ilock. Tapos may nakita ko nag-chat. Pucha, cheater. No? Nakita ko nag-chat. Umalis ako. Ng bahay nila. Chinat ko siya. Okay? Cheater. Sabi nitong student na to, alam mo ba sir, ayoko na sa Niner Bootcamp. Gusto ko kunin kitang personal private coach kung nag-o-offer ka ng ganong service. Sabi ko, pag-iisipan ko. 20 times. 15 years. Ang hirap. Alam mo tinong estudyante na to, no? Tapos, yung pangalan niya ha, kapangalan pa niya. Yung lalaki. Putang, so nagdadalawang isip ako ngayon, no? Sabi ko, heartbroken ako. Kahit siguro kalahating milyon ibayad mo sa akin, baka hindi ko i-accept. Dahil sa 7,000 naging estudyante ko, may makakapangalan ka, yung pa, sabi ko sa isip-isip ko. 20 times nag-take na exams. 15 years. August 2020. In-accept ko. Sabi ko, sir, sige. I'll make you as my project. Nag-chat sa akin, September. Sir, took my exam. I got 7.5. Alam niyo ba, ang dami kong trophy. Meron pa dun sa likod. No? Taon-taon, siguro 2-3 beses kami ina-awardan. Para sa akin, yung mga yan, pwede ko tapon yan eh. Pwede mo lagay sa basura, walang kwenta yan. Walang bearing sa akin. Walang value, walang silbi. Yung mga trophy, mga medal, mga sinasabit, mga palakpakan, mga barong, mga suit, wala yung kwenta sa akin. Kung meron man ako nag-iisang trophy, achievement, na lagi ko ikukwento sa mga estudyante, siya. Hindi ko sinasabi na ako yung dahilan bakit siya nakakuha ng 7.5. After 15 years, 20 times of taking this exam. But we were able to help him unleash his potential towards getting there. Ngayon, nasa iyo. All you need to do, people, is alisin mo muna yung pride mo. No? Siguro kung susundin ko si Sir, si Ma'am Shannon, hindi mo lang ipipilit yung gusto ko. Tapos napasa ko na itong exam, tsaka ko na lang ipilit yung gusto ko. Because we all want one thing for you. And that is for you to succeed. May isang bagay kaming gustong makita. Alam nyo, we've been doing this since 2016. Ako na nag-start ako mag-coach dito. Sabi ko nga, lulubay na ako magturo pag may nagbigay sa akin ng estudyante ng galing na ibang bansa, bumalik dito. Sir, ito nga pala yung disusi na corned beef. Kasi wala pa nagbibigay sa akin, pangarap ko yun. Pag may nagbigay sa akin, mag-resign na talaga ako, mag-retire na ako dito sa trabaho. Hindi namin hinihiling na pagbalik tanaw kayo, pasalamat sa amin. Kasi nagbayad kayo, hindi nyo kailangan pasalamat. Yung mga estudyante nagdadala ng pizza, nagdadala ng fried chicken, nagdadala ng milk tea. Paborito namin lahat yun. Pero sabi ko, wag na kayong mag-abala. You already paid your dues when you paid the review fee. Ang hinihiling lang namin na uwi nyo para ipagpasalamat. Sabihin nyo lang sa amin ano yung mga naging tanong sa inyo para maitulong natin sa susunod na batch. Yun lang. Malaking bagay na sa amin. Okay? So, to answer the question, is it impossible to get a 7 in this category? Of course not. Kung ito nga kinaya. So, gagawin mo lang pala is to learn your lessons, practice, then do it. That's how you get a band 7, even higher in the test. So, those are common misconceptions. Remember, we are going to be judged fairly here. There's no variation of the test depending on which module you're about to take. The questions will be the same for both ACAD and GP. There's actually an easier version of the test. You will be taking the UKVI life skills. In some occasions, students reported to me after them taking their tests. Sabi nila, sir, 5 kami, sabay-sabay. Pag UKVI life skills, minsan ganun. Pero minsan, one-on-one, all you have to do is to answer basic questions about yourself and you're good to go. Oo. Yung kasi, ang results lang doon, pass or fail. Pero wala pa po akong na-encounter na nag-fail sa life skills. Dahil yun naman ay para sa mga fiancé visa, mga spouse visa applicants, mga pinipetisyon na kamag-anak, mga pare at mga atleta. Yun lang. Na? So, how long will the test last? It's about 11 to 14 minutes. So, if you're going to understand the scenario, your speaking test is actually scheduled on a different date. Kung yun ang mapuntang schedule sa'yo, ha? Remember that your slots are limited. So, kung sa isang araw, 20 ang slots, may nag-book na 40, na-take na yung same day, sa ibang araw ka na mag-book ng speaking. Kaya nga, ang tawag natin sa speaking ay isolated test. So, if you will be able to book your test early, kung maaga mo siyang mabubook, pwede ka magkaroon ng option to choose dun sa calendar at sa oras kung anong available time mo. Bawa, ayoko masyadong gumising ng maaga. Siguro alas 11, tapos kinabukasan na ng exam. Pwede yun. Kung nasa malayong lugar ka, pwede din naman same day, para isang hirapan na lang. So, morning mo ilagay yung listening, reading, writing. Mga bandang alas 3, alas 4 mo naman ilagay yung speaking. Hindi ka masyadong hassle kasi matatapos din ng 11:40. Magsisimula ng 9, matatapos ng 11:40. Magla-lunch ka, magbiyahe ka. So, hindi ka masyadong gahol sa oras. Hindi ka masyadong maghahabol. No? So, again, maraming ganun din yung isip. Kaya, kung maaga ka mag-book ng test, mas makuuna ka dun sa slot. No? So, pag naman dito naman sa Kabanatuan, pwede siya pagsabayan kasi nga, kapit, di ba? Nasa sa iyo, ha? The choice is yours. Meron pong 3 magkakapatid ako naging student. Ang score nila, 7.5, isang 8. Yung 7.5, isang same day, isang hindi. O di ba? Walang pinagkaiba para sa score. O. So, wala po yun sa araw kung kailan ka magte-take. Nasa tao pa rin. Okay pa? Alright. So, how long? 11 to 14 minutes? Kung 15 minutes lang pala yung test, baka pwedeng pag-isahing araw ko na. Di ba? Ganun lang naman ang isip natin. But it's really up to you whether you want your test to fall, speaking and written component, on the same day or separately. It's completely up to you. So what are our learning objectives for today? So we want to be able to organize your speech or answers in the IELTS speaking exam. You also want to be able to come up with an effective answer to questions asked in the speaking subtest. There are various ways how to respond to questions, but there are only few who are considered effective. So that is what we're trying to accomplish today. And to be able how to practice, how to become a better speaker. So ultimately, we want to improve our skills in the speaking component. So after honing our skill set, we were now able to face your actual test, hoping that this will be within the realms of what you have prepared. Or otherwise, if it's not, then of course you are more than prepared how to face challenges naman anyway. So regardless of what questions may appear on the test, you are now more than prepared. So ang suggestion namin, that's why we keep on suggesting this to students na if you're planning to take the test, you have to spend at least 2 months dito sa branch. 2 months sana, 2 months man lang. No? Why? Because by that time, you're now able to attend at least 10 one-on-one coaching speaking tests. So yung gravity kasi ng difficulty level nun is going to increase. So yung unang-unang session natin, madali. Yung pangalawa, saktuhan lang. Pang-4, grabe na yung mga tanong. Pang-10, natatanong pa na yung mga ganyan. So, at least by that level, matanong ka man ng ganun kahirap sa exam, napaghandaan siya. No? So, being prepared in all aspects is going to be the goal of the one-on-one speaking test and one-on-one coaching. So, how is the test divided? As I've mentioned, this is divided into 3 parts. Your part 1 is introduction interview. This is actually the easiest out of them. ang introductory part would involve questions about yourself. Your name, your work, or if you're studying, the place of your residence, your school, what else? Doing groceries, online shopping, preferences, hobbies. Doon lang ikutin. So your goal here is to establish rapport and connection. What is rapport? Ano yung rapport? Yan. Okay. So sabing rapport, yun yung charm eh. No? Kumbaga sa isda, yung connection sa pangingisda, yun yung fishing line. Yung rapport, yun yung hook. So kailangan ma-hook muna yung examiner bago mo siya ma-connect. Tama ba? Ano ba yung rapport talaga? Meron bang pagkakataon sa buhay nyo na nakita nyo isang tao, tapos parang kumukulo na yung dugo mo sa kanya? Ina na ito ah. Alam mo ginagawa sa'yo, di ba? Pero bad trip ka sa tao na yun. Ganon. No? So sa rapport, kasi tao tayo may angas eh. Di ba? Meron tayong angas. Sa rapport, ibababa mo yung angas factor. Papakita mo yung humility factor na ang bait-bait mo, nakangiti ka, masaya kang kausap. Yun po si rapport. Invisible po yan. Wala po tayong definition yan. Rapport is connection, but not all connections are meant to establish rapport. So, pag tinanong pa, what's your name? Siguro pag kinausap ka, hi, my name is Kevin. Ah, putang ina ka, mayabang ka. Di ba? Examiner, ganun mag-exam. Pero, hi, my name is Kevin Mangulabnan. Please call me Kevin for short, as that is what my friends and family calls me. It's nice to meet you. Ang pangit ng grammar mo, ang pangit mong sumagot. Sabi ng examiner, sarap kausap nun. Accepted. Totoo nangyayari yan. Di ba sabi ko nga sa inyo, yung classmate ko, nung college, napakatalino, nag-best in thesis pa yun. Pumasa ng examination sa New Zealand, pumasa ng examination sa US, as a nurse, Minaling Manila. Tapos, versus dito sa kong friend na pag nagko-coaching kami, sabi ko, huwag ka na mag-New Zealand, mag-Afghanistan ka lang, mag-4 sa akin. Pero mas mataas yung pag-score sa kanya ni Ara, no? Kasi rapport. Because of that. Yung bang kagigiliwan ka ng examiner. So, nandyan na rin yung posture. Nandyan na rin yung pananamit. So, pag nagsuot ka ng damit, huwag dapat dark color. Kasi inaaral natin sa psychology, yung tinatawag natin first impression. Sabihin naman natin na yung first impression ay masama. Pero kung kaya mo siyang improve, no? First impression, nakangiti ka agad. No? Presko yung itsura mo. Naligo ka. Confident kang tingnan. Maayos yung tindig mo. Diba? And then, maganda yung kulay ng suot mo. So, mga iiwasan nating kulay ng mga kalungkutan, tulad ng purple, lalo yung dark purple, maroon, yan, black. Okay? So, ang mga gusto nating kulay, light colored clothing, like blue, light pink, light yellow, white. Pag dating mo sa ito, parang you're oozing of positive vibe. Doon pala. Tapos, sa mga babae, mas maganda may suot kayong blazer, cardigan, o kaya jacket. Ganun din sa lalaki, no? So, sa mga lalaki, pag may collar, mas okay. So, kung naka-polo shirt ka, naka-button down shirt ka, komportable yung gamit mo, hindi yung parang suman kang kipot naman, hindi ka na makahinga. Paano kung mag-i-interview pa gano'n, di ba? So, you have to dress comfortably. No? So, ang attire natin ay smart casual. So, ano ba yung smart casual? Google mo, hanap ka ng mga ideas doon. No? Ang makikita lang kasi ng examiner is your bust, from your chest up. So, imaginein mo para tong 2x2 picture. Yun lang ang makikita niya. Kasi in the past, kapag nag-face-to-face ka na exam, or kung mag-face-to-face ka na exam, pwede mo siyang makaharap in person ng exam. So, pwede mo siyang ma-encounter in person. Pero dito po sa branch natin, 2 taon na po itong nagpa-function. Wala pa po tayong na-encounter na examiner na nagpunta dito personal. Laging Zoom ang exam. Kung face-to-face ang exam nyo, pwede mo siyang makita. Pero kung online, kung computer-based test, mga 90% chance, computer din ang exam. Nakuha? Okay, so smart casual po ang attire. Huwag naman very formal na naka-tuxedo ka doon, ha? Naka-night gown ka ate, okay? Okay. So what's important here is to establish rapport and connection. The challenge for part one is how we perceive the audience affects our degree of apprehension and nervousness. The more you fear the audience, the more nervous you become. So you have to overcome this fear by doing one-on-one coaching. So therefore, understand, try to put on a smile and set the tone, befriend your audience, your examiner. This lessens your anxiety. Don't be reactive, but rather a proactive speaker. So when you say proactive, you are thinking of what to say rather than spurting out the first thing that comes to your mind. So speakers lack confidence because they think too much about themselves. Ang tawag natin dito is being too self-conscious. Sabing too self-conscious, parang iniisip mo lagi na magkakamali ka. So because you're being a perfectionist, gano'n na nga yun nangyari. Masyado kang maingat. So dahil sa pagiging maingat mo, hindi na siya naging smooth. Okay? Work on developing an enthusiasm for your topic. So pag sinabing enthusiasm, you have to learn how to lengthen the discussion. You have to keep the film rolling. You have to let the examiner imagine that you are interested in giving details about the topic. So the first thing that should come to your mind when it comes to enthusiasm should be detailed. So madetalye, mas complete. So tinanong ka ng examiner, what is an article or piece of clothing that you like? Sinabi mo, sabi ni Sir, cap. Yun lang, tapos na. Sabi mo kung anong brand, anong kulay, saan mo nabili, sino nagbigay, gano'ng katagal sa'yo to, gano'ng kadalas mo nilalaban to. Tuwing kailan mo sinusuot, kailangan detalye. So the more detail you give, the more enthusiasm you allow the examiner to see. Okay? Individual long-term. By the way, people, this is the most important part of your test. So let me put a yellow highlight here. The most important. Again, I don't want to be negative about it, but remember that you can make or break your test just by doing good or bad in your part 2. So sabi natin, di ba, si Ma'am Shannon po naka 8.5. Si Sir Irvin naka 9. Perfect. Kung i-imagine niyo, kasing galing niyo sila sa speaking. Part 1 and part 3. Tatlong parts, di ba? So kasing galing mo si Ma'am Shannon at saka si Sir Irvin ng part 1. Galing mo rin sila ng part 3. At sa part 2, hindi ka pala makakuha sa inyo. Baka pinakamataas mo yan, 5. Because, sir, galing ko na lang gawin natin. Hindi ko sila kasing galing sa part 1. Sakto lang din yung sagot ko sa part 3. Pero sa part 2, pinaghusay ko talaga, pinagbuti. Malamang sa malamang, baka makakuha ka pa ng 8 or 8.5. So, ang defining factor po, kung papasa ka o hindi, ay nakasalalay sa part 2. At tuturuan ko kayo mamaya kung paano yung okay? Kaya lang sabi natin, importante na maka-attend ng lecture, prerequisite pa ba ito? Kasi tutulong sa inyo. So, mga nasa Zoom, okay pa ba kayo? Baka may tanong kayo ha, message lang kayo. Uy, 11 na tayo, ang dami oh. Ay, pucha. Sure kayo. So part 3 is a two-way discussion. Remember that this is going to be the longest part. How long? This could last up to 5. Minsan yung mga 7 minutes. So, depende po ito sa gana ng examiner. Kung ganado siyang tanongin ka, sabi ng isang student, babasahin ko mismo yung chat niya. No? Babasahin ko po mismo yung chat niya. Basahin ko po yung chat niya, ha? Speaking. Sir, bakit ganun task 3? Ito yung tanong niya, umiiyak siya ng emoji eh. Oh. Speaking of opinion, what is your take about the role of United Nations in global warming? What do you think is the importance of the message of the meetings the United Nations set every year? What is your take about the recent discussion the United Nations? Sir, bakit ganun task 3? Yan po na tanong, who, sabi niya. Ano ko nang sinabi ko sa mga estudyante, nung nagklase ko ng speaking, pag natanong kayo ng mahirap na question sa exam, ulitin ko ha, lalo po sa mga nasa Zoom, pag natanong kayo ng mahirap sa task 3, sa exam, isa lang ibig sabihin na, mataas ang chance niyong pumasa. Tingnan niyo yung reply ko ha. Mas mahirap na task 3 questions, mas maganda ang score. Kasi alam ng mga examiner na may cake ka sagutin ang mga ganyang kahirap na tanong. Ang tingin ng examiner sa'yo, hindi bobo. Tanungin ko nga ito ng pangmatalino na tanong. Kasi, kaya niyang sagutin eh. Di ba? O pag ang mga tanong sa'yo ng examiner, do you like fish? Oh. Di ba? Wala ka nang i-expect na mataas na score doon. Kasi nga, alam ng examiner na mahihirapan ka kahit sa ganun kahit kadadaling tanong. Ano? Sabi ko, di ba? Magandang senyales yan. Ano nakuha niyang score? Oh, huhuhu pa siya. Kanya, di ba? Oh. Mas mahirap na tanong sa task 3. Wala pong sablayan. 9 na taon ko na pong ginagawa yan. Pag naka-encounter ka na mahirap na tanong sa task 3, talaga sabi mo, wala. Tatanong pala to. Isang estudyante, tinanong eh, ano daw yung importance ng studying of history sa Egypt? Hindi naman siya Pilipino, hindi rin siya Egyptian. Taga Canada siya, Sri Lanka ang nationality niya. Oh, naka-9. Mas mahirap na tanong sa task 3. Yes. Mamaya. May tanong po tayo dito sa branch. Ano daw masasagot? Yung mga ganong tanong, wala talagang idea. Meron tayong lusot dyan. Kaya lahat ng butas na yan, lulusutan natin. Na? So, part 3, pag sinabing two-way discussion, ibinabase ng examiner yung susunod niyang tanong base sa naging huli mong sagot. So, the way you answer was very detailed. That means that the examiner is now satisfied with how well you responded with that question. He or she will now move on to the next topic. So, mag-iiba na kayo ng question set. No? Sabi niya, ano pang point pag-usapan to? Kaya mo na. Tanong na ako ng iba. Kaya nga, ang task 3, sometimes tatanungin ka about history, biglang tatanungin ka about culture, biglang tatanungin ka about heritage, about future naman, tapos tatanungin ka about technology. So from 5 different topics, tumalon ka. And remember, questions in task 3 are sometimes being asked instantaneously. So, you have to be careful. So you will be assessed according to the 4 elements of the language. So we have fluency and cohesion, grammar, lexical resource, and pronunciation. So there is only one minor we have 2 minor lectures in speaking. Si common mistakes in speaking na ni-lecture ni Ma'am Shannon kahapon at yung pronunciation lecture na ila-lecture naman niya next week. No? So ano ba si fluency? Being able to handle yourself professionally. So first impression, kasama dyan. So how professional looking you are. How do you respond to questions? Are you struggling in responding to different types of questions, or is there a smooth transition in between? There should also be a connection in relevance to your answer and question. Meaning that the way your question is mentioned by the examiner should be how you're about to transcribe your answer. There should be a connecting element between them. Kailangan may pagkakatugma sila. So, tinanong ka, Kevin, what do you think about the role of technology in food production these days? Well, as I've noticed, food production has significantly improved throughout the years. So yung introduction mo, dun pa lang, may connection na siya sa tanong. Nagets mo yan? Kahit nga simpleng, what is your name? Hi, I'm Kevin Mangalabnan. Yun ay connection pa rin sa tanong. So dapat meron ka tinatawag na introductory statement na konektado dun sa tanong. Kasama yan sa fluency and content. So ano yung ililimit natin yung as I've mentioned, I don't want you to bring your fillers down to zero. Because sometimes fillers, like the the they are what makes us human. We use those phrases, expressions, because we're thinking of what to speak. If those are absent, the examiner would think na the way how you respond is manipulated. It's artificial. It's not natural anymore. So I'm not saying na remove the natural feature completely. Diba? Sa pagsasalita ko mula kanina, kakagamit ko lang ng but you haven't heard me say it again since. Gamitin mo lang siya as a launcher. In my opinion, I've noticed many people struggling to go to work because of the inadequacy of the public transport system. So if governments will be funding more transportation modes for public transport, I believe it would really drastically drop the amount of traffic, especially in metropolitan cities. Isang beses na ako pero impressive na yung pag-mention ko ever since. So yun ang gusto natin i-aim. Hindi sa bawat dalawang salita. My name is Kevin and diba? Nakakadalawang salita, na naman. Nakatatlong salita, naman. So you have to minimize their occurrence. You don't just blurt them that often. We can use and but minimally. Okay? Grammar. Marami kong estudyante nagkakamali sa grammar. But you will not hear me, especially ako, yung Ma'am Shannon kasi medyo particular pa sa grammar. Sabi na, alam mo yung grammar mo, kailangan mo siyang improve. Hindi mo siya maririnig sa akin eh. Well, kung yung grammar errors na yun ay nag-a-appear every sentence, it should be corrected because if examiners would take note of that, lalo because of the gravity of how often it appears, yung pagiging common ng error na yun, and naturally, pwedeng mabawasan yung score mo talaga. But you have to remember, grammar is not a major player in speaking. Grammar, vocab, they're not major players in speaking. The major player, the star, the MVP of the speaking test is going to be pronunciation. The assist, the point guard of your speaking test will be the fluency. So itong si grammar, si vocab, mga role players yan, mga depensa lang yan. So hindi ko sinasabi na wala na dapat feature ng tamang grammar ang structure ng sentence. But you don't have to be too self-conscious na hi, I was. Maya, palit ka ng palit ng grammar. Hindi ganon ang pagsasalita because you're being too self-conscious. It's not helping your case. It's only making it worse. No? So you have to speak. Kung nagkamali ka, correct it later. Ganun lang kasimple. Sa vocab, bawal magmura. Yeah, bitch! I was there, you motherfucker. Sinasabi, puro mura. So, hindi dapat puro mura. Again, professionalism is awarded here. So, you have to sound professional. Isa sa madalas ko na-encounter na error pagdating sa speaking ay Philippine English. Gumagamit sila ng mga Filipino terms. Tinanong ko, what is your favorite food? Sabi, lechon. Diba? Hindi naman English yun. Tagalog yun, di ba? Yung examiner mo, taga Tobago and Trinidad. Trinidad and Tobago. So, hindi niya alam kung ano lechon. Examiner mo, taga Brazil. Kasi ang examiner natin worldwide. Ano alam mo sa lechon? Yung kumakain ng lechon. O worse, Arab ang examiner mo, describe mo pa ano yung lechon. Eh, haram sa kanila yan. Diba? So, know your audience. May isa akong estudyante, napakagaling niya, no? Dalawang beses na nag-take na exam. Yung pangalawang beses, nagulat siya, bakit from 7.5, naging 5.5 pa yung speaking niya? Kasi sabi lang daw niya, ang favorite song niya, isang worship song. Eh, yun. Ayaw nating makita yung tinatag na religious and racial discrimination and judgment, pero wala tayong magagawa, embedded yun sa kultura ng bawat isa. So, gusto natin maging neutral. Kaya naman, pag nag-one-on-one coaching tayo, yun ang unang-una kong tinatanong. Who is this person that you would like to meet in the future? Pag yan ay politiko, pag yan ay relihiyosong tao, si Pope man yan o ministro ng iyong relihiyon, mali na yan. Okay? Walang tama o maling sagot, but there are better alternative answers than those related to controversial. Tulad ng politika. Lalo na yung politika, Diyos ko po. No? Artista, mas ako. Athlete, mas ako. Singers. Pronunciation. As I've mentioned, pronunciation is the single most important thing here. You can remove everything from the equation. Pronunciation just remains. You still can make it. Sabihin, wala na lahat, matira lang si pronunciation, pasado ko pa. Ganun siyang kasimple. So pronunciation is you being able to enunciate every syllable. Yung si enunciate, sinabi, the beautiful mountain appeared transfixed in the distance. So lahat ng words na yun ay itatranslate mo, ipo-pronounce mo. Yung mga occasions kasi, tulad ng mga Americans na dire-diretso sila magsalita, will appear in the distance. Hindi nila na-mention lahat ng syllables, kinakain pa nila. Tulad ng mountain, naging mountain. Internet. Nakakain na nila yung syllable. So, ang susundin po nating pronunciation is under IPA or International Phonetic Alphabet. Sabi nila, YouTube. Sabi nila, YouTube. Wala nang tama, walang mali. Depends on your cultural background. Kung more on American sound, YouTube. Kung more on British accent, YouTube. So, ganoon naman sila. Okay? So, voice quality. Huwag kayong kakanta ng mga matataas na songs the day before your test. Kung mo nang kakanta ng mga Bruno Mars, o Maroon 5, Michael Jackson, o Whitney Houston, mga AGs, para pagdating mo, hirap na, di ba? Practice ka tapos wala kang boses in the test. So, appropriate stress on words. Pag sinabi nating stress, you are fluctuating between high pitch and low pitch sounds. For example, hi, my name is Kevin Mangalagdan. You can call me Kevin for short. As sad as my friends and family calls me. It's nice to meet you. And then yung fluency, and then yung vocab, proper grammar, bagsak dahil sa pronunciation delivery. So, paano siya i-deliver? Hi, pause. My name is Kevin Mangalagdan. Stress. You can call me Kevin for short. As that is what my friends and family calls me. Pababa. It's nice to meet you. Diba? So, dapat may iba-ibang tono siya. Apply the music of English na tinatawag. So, ulitin ko lang ha. Apply the music of English. Kailangan natin ng varying tones. Bakit? Ba't parang kinakanta mo na? Hi, my name is Kevin Mangalagnan. You can call me Kevin for short. That is what my friends and family calls me. It's nice to meet you. Diba? Bakit yung mga iba-ibang tono? Apply the music of English. Bakit? According to one of the studies na nabasa ko, yung kasing, natandaan niya, pag kumakanta kayo, hindi kayo nautal. Diba? Pag kumakanta ka, ako, alam ganun, diba? Walang utal eh. Kasi, yung part ng brain mo na nag-a-access sa music at part ng brain mo na nag-a-access sa conversation ay magkaiba. So, pag medyo kinanta mo siya, nilagyan mo siya ng tono, hindi ka nautal. So, naiiwasan. Yun po ang simpleng paliwanag. Okay? Okay, task 1, introduction interview. Again, questions will revolve around yourself. Ang mga unang tanong dyan, tatlo. Tatlo po ano? First question. Ang possible potential first question mo, what is your name? Describe yourself. Magkaiba yan, ha? Pag sinabing, what is your name? Who are you? Kinonfirm ng identity. I'd like to confirm your identity. Are you Mr. Yes, that is correct. My name is Kevin Mangalamnan. Please call me Kevin for short, as that is what my friends and family calls me. It's nice to meet you. Stop ka na lang. Hindi yung, hi, my name is Kevin Mangalamnan, and I believe that the children are our future. If you teach them well and let them lead the way. Diba? Tinanta mo na yung... Okay? So, wala munang hobby, wala munang favorite, wala munang nag-aaral ako, nagtatrabaho, pangalan pa lang yung tanong. Ngayon, pag tinanong, sinabi, describe yourself. Yun ang, kumbaga sa dam, nagpakawala ng tubig. Yun ang senyales mo para wag pumreno. Dire-diretso ka. Name, saan ka nag-aral, anong trabaho mo ngayon, ilang kayong magkakapatid, anong paborito mo, lahat sabihin mo. Maski kung nakagat ka ng aso nung bata ka, sabihin mo. Kasi describe yourself yung ano. That gives you the go signal to go all out. But what is your name? Name? You can call me, as that is what my friends and family calls me too. Just call me Kevin if you want. It's nice to meet you. Tapos ka na. Okay? Yeah. So kadalasan po, hindi yan ang unang tanong. Ang unang tanong dyan is, do you live in a house or in an apartment? Yun ang unang-unang nilang tanong. Do you live in a house or in an apartment? This is either your second question or kung tinanong, please be seated. Do you live in a house or an apartment? Diretso silang gano'n. Sabihin, they mean business. Sabihin nun, parang lahat ng nauna sa'yo, bad trip ako. Ikaw, ganun din ba gagawin mo? So, dapat gilasan mo dyan. Do you live in a house or in an apartment? So, dapat memorize mo na yung sagot dyan. Diba? Dapat memorize mo na yung sagot dyan. Kumbaga sa filing cabinet o kaya sa computer, alam mo na kung saang folder ka kiklik. I-click mo na lang, lalabas na siya doon. Hindi mo na hahagilapin pa. Naka-automatic ka na dyan. Okay? So kung nakatira ka sa bahay, umpisahan mo with saying, I live in a house together with my 4 other family members. And they are, sa isahin mo, my place of residence is located at, sabihin mo yung address. Again, hindi pa siya nagtatanong. Sinabi mo yung address. Ano yung address mo? Number 67, Diamond Street, Goldenville Subdivision, Barangay 317, Sampaloc, Manila. The neighborhood is quite friendly, even though this is situated in the city, within the area of the metro. I actually know most of my neighbors, unlike some people assuming that I don't, because they are very friendly. So whenever I go out, they were the ones who greet me. And I reciprocate that greeting by also doing the same. So we've been living there for 25 years now. It's actually an ancestral house passed down by my grandmother to my father, which he himself renovated when my parents got married. Diba? Puro tungkol sa bahay. The color of the house is, di pa siya nagtatanong eh. Daldal ka lang. Color of the house, there are actually some trees in the house. We have a mango tree. So I've mentioned, my neighbors are very friendly. So whenever my mango tree bears the fruit, I give them a kilo or 2 just to, keep the friendship among the neighbors alive. So I'm actually planning to change the color of the house. I'm actually suggesting my mom to change the color from this dark green because it doesn't look very welcoming. I want it to be neutral, like cream perhaps would be a more welcoming color in the house. So the interior was actually very nice. We have sofas everywhere because my siblings and I like laying down on the sofa, sitting comfortably on a couch. It's very rewarding, especially on a weekend. So, puro dun lang, umiikot. Hindi ako na out of the topic. Nandun pa rin ako sa bahay, yun pa rin ang topic. So bakit ganun ka dapat kadaldal? No? Kasi ganito yan guys. Ang task 1 mo, no? Again na nasa task 1 tayo. Task 1 is either 9 questions or 4 minutes. Yan. Dalawa lang yan. Pwedeng 9 question, pwedeng 4 minutes. Ikaw, sir, anong gusto mo? 9 questions or 4 minutes? 4 minutes. Ikaw, sir. 9 questions. Ikaw, Angelo. 9 questions or 4 minutes? Benjo, Bernadette, Preshil, Ham, Jam Labs, Jeneline, Melissa, RV. Anong gusto nyo? 9 questions or 4 minutes? Pwede nyong i-type ha kasi hindi kayo pwedeng mag-unmute. Babasahin ko na lang siya. Yan. So, mabasa po ang kanilang mga sagot. Ang gusto daw nila ay, sabi ni Angelo 4, lahat sila 4 minutes. Isa lang po ang sumagot ng 9 questions, ano? Si Sir. Sir, bakit gusto mo ng 9 questions? Tingin mo? Hmm? Okay, okay. Okay. But you have to remember that the questions difficulty increases. Tignan mo ha. Kung sa 4 minutes, kaya mong i-cover, 4 na tanong lang. Question 1, name. 2, at kunwari exam to ha, house or apartment? Work or study? Four, hobbies. Tapos, uy, 4 minutes na pala. Kailangan mo na mag-task 2. So, yung examiner, mapupwersa siyang huminto na. Ngayon, kung magna-9 questions ka, kasi hindi ka sumagot ha, yun yung symptom niya, no? Because your answer is way too short, the examiner is now prompted to add more questions with increasing difficulty. So, ang question dito is about fish. 6. Do you know how to fish? 7 is fishing. Common livelihood among people in your country. How important is it for people to learn how to swim? Would you appreciate it if you become an owner of your own boat? Diba? Nagets mo siya? Pero kung dito pa lang natapos mo na dahil mahaba kang sumagot, hindi na may encounter to. Eh, hindi natin alam ano yung mga pwedeng lumabas sa tanong from 5 to 9. So, mas gusto natin si 4 questions. So, paano ma-achieve yan? Hahabaan ang pagsagot. The key is in detail. Nasa detalye. You have to explain it down to the smallest detail. Okay? Are you working or are you studying? Ba? Next question. Are you working or are you studying? Sabi ko nga sa mga student, dapat may script na kayo dyan. So, nabigay ako ng example before. Currently, I am employed in one of the biggest hospitals in my province, Dr. Paulina J. Garcia Memorial Research and Medical Center, located in Cabanatuan City. I work there as a nurse. I've been working there for about 2 years now in the post-anesthetic care unit department. So my job is mostly to observe patients who undergone anesthesia after their surgery in the operating room. So my job is very crucial because we have to ensure the patient's safety, because anesthetics are drugs that are meant to paralyze if they are not going to wake up after a surgery. It could pose some risks with their recovery. I've been enjoying my job ever since I've worked there because it's really my passion seeing my clients, my patients recover from their surgeries. So nothing makes me happier than seeing them recover. That's why I enjoy this job so much. Diba? So ganun ang pagsalita. Sir, paano po yun? Hindi po ako nagtatrabaho. Ngayon, i-mention mo yung dati mong trabaho. Diba? Currently, I am no longer employed, but I used to work at RMG Construction Company located in Oman. I worked there for about 11 years before I resigned last year. I would like to spend some time with my family that I was gone for about a decade. And I'm actually planning to try my luck in applying for Canada. That is why I'm also not yet looking for a job, because I'm actually busy looking for another abroad. So my job when I was in Oman is meant to supervise my colleagues. So I started in ganitong taon, anong iyong ginagawa, ganyan-ganyan. So explain mo lang siya. Hello? Yes po. Ano man, wala na kaming office. Time out muna. All right, so we're back. So what I want you guys to do as your assignment is that once this lecture is over, you have plenty of time now to think of what's answer you're about to give to the examiner if this is your question. Are you working or are you studying? So, may mga students tayong estudyante. So definitely, hindi naman sila nagkatrabaho, nag-aaral pa rin sila. So, ang magiging sagot mo dyan, I am presently studying at, sabihin mo yung pangalan ng school, Wesleyan University, Philippines. Taking my secondary education. I'm currently on my 8th grade now. And so far, I've enjoyed taking classes, especially I've made friends, not only inside my class, but also outside of it. Because every year, they tend to shuffle the students. So my previous classmates are not my classmates now. My favorite subject is actually, hanggat di pa siya nagtatanong again na detalye, magdagdag ka ba? Sir, paano po yan? Hindi po ako nagtrabaho, hindi po ako nag-aaral. Pagkatapos ko po kasing gumraduate, nag-asawa na po ako. So, ito po siguro pagka tapos ko ng IELTS, ito yung magiging first job ko. No? So, pwede mong sabihin yun sa examiner. No, I'm not working nor studying right now since I'm a full-time mom. When I graduated back in 1996, my husband and I decided to get into marriage. And we have two wonderful kids now that I'm taking care of. I'm actually taking care of the household, the chores, my kids who are now in high school. So I'm very happy of how they became. So if I pass this examination, I'm now going to be able to apply for a job in Canada. And this is hopefully my first job. Pwede mong sabihin sa kanila, Sir, hindi po ako nag-aaral o nagtatrabaho kasi kakagraduate ko lang. Sabi, lalo ngayon, kakatapos na ng graduation. I'm not working yet since I just finished my course. I took bachelor's degree in engineering. I'm actually preparing for my upcoming board examination. So once I pass the licensure examination for engineers in the Philippines, I'm going to take some time to learn about how my profession works and to apply for a job that could potentially help me improve my career. And after a year, I believe that this will be plenty of time for me to get an experience to work abroad now. Pwede mong idagdag din yan. Mga plans. Reminder! Limit fillers as much as you can. Be prepared at all times. Anything can be asked. We have specific and personal questions. Be proactive. If question is not clear, ask to clarify. Minsan, nilalabuan talaga nila. Minsan, ganun talaga ginagawa namin. Pati ako as your coach, nilalabuan namin yung question because we want to see how are you going to ask for the question to be repeated. Sasagot ka ba agad without you being fully knowledgeable of what the actual question was? Kasi pag sumagot ka na hindi malinaw pala yung tanong sa'yo, baka makapagbigay ka ng maling sagot. No? Which is something we want to avoid. So, kung hindi malinaw yung question, there's only one thing to do. Ask for the examiner to clarify. Gustong-gusto nila na pinapaulit yung question sa kanila because it makes you appear as if you are interested to give them the right answer. Pero may tamang paraan kung paano ipaulit. I'm sorry, I wasn't able to hear your question. Could you please repeat it? Thank you. Be polite. Okay? Be humble. Yung examiner na yun yung mag-i-score sa'yo. Pag ang tanong mo lang doon, ha? Come again? Galit ka pa. Diba? Ikaw na nga hindi nakarinig, ikaw pa galit. So please, be polite. Ask the examiner to repeat it. But be humble. I'm sorry, could you please repeat the question? Thank you. You mean my place of residence? If that's your question, well, paulit mo sa kanya. Okay? Avoid repeating the words from the examiner's question. What is your name? My name is. What is your favorite color? My favorite color is. Gumamit ka ng sarili mo. Pwede rin mag-ulit-ulit eh. Actually, if you're going to repeat the question, the words from the question with your answer, you can get at least 6.5. But if you want to score higher than 6.5, you have to come up with your own. Tinanong ka, what is your name? Hi, I'm. Are you working? I'm presently employed at. Do you work? Sorry. What are your hobbies? My pastime activities these days include. Ibahin mo siya ng konti. But yung sa mga susunod na question, pwede ka nang kumopya. Hindi naman sinasabi na masamang kumopya, but hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon. Ang tawag natin doon is parroting the examiner. Avoid parroting the examiner or mimicking. Inuulit mo siya. Pag kasi, alam mo yung mga bata, yung parang nanggagago na inuulit-ulit. Nakakainis yun eh. So sa kanila, mapifeel din nila yung gano'n. So you have to come up with your own. Pero hindi naman sa pilitan na lahat dapat original. You can copy some. Kung may magiging 6 na tanong yung examiner, 3 original, 3 ulit, okay lang. Okay? Kasi hindi naman ito kasing strict ng writing. Na pag may naulit dyan talaga na word literal, deduction yun sa vocabularies. That's why for writing, ang suggestion natin, you have to come up with at least 4 to 6 new words apart from you paraphrasing the entire introduction from the passage description. So tatanungin din po kayo ng mga color, favorite color. Kung blue na lang, huwag nang mag-aquamarine, kung red, scarlet, crimson. Kasi if we're going to understand, someone will answer red. No? Kevin, what is your favorite color? Well, out of all the colors, red is definitely my favorite. You see, it makes me feel more passionate and confident on something. That is why right now I'm wearing my favorite Lucky Charm bracelet in red. So that is why this is my favorite color. It makes me more confident and enthusiastic. It's actually a color of passion and love as well. So red is a color with intense emotion. I'm very an emotional level person. So that's why this is my favorite color. My favorite color is scarlet. Why? I like it. Diba? So walang paliwanag. Ang ganda nga nung sagot mo, pero wala namang explanation. So yung detalye pa rin. So there is no better answer. Choose the answer that you thought about first and then give defense to it afterwards. Sabi ko nga, ang task 1 po, madali kasi ikot lang yan sa'yo. Mga common questions, your name, your job, your past experiences, how often, how many hours a day you spend time on the internet, your favorite book. Sir, may mga questions pa rin dyan na wala akong idea. Ano, favorite book, favorite song, favorite poem. So, mamaya, I will post the replay of this recording. I will also be posting the past examination questions. Tapos, pwede rin po kayong pumunta sa Facebook group natin. You just have to type hashtag, with hashtag, don't forget, hashtag speaking. Yung buong set po na natanong doon sa mga dating estudyante from task 1 to task 3, pwede mo siyang ma-visit. Apart from our compilation, simula kasi natatag ang minor 2006, kinumpile na namin yung mga naging question. Meron kaming literal na 90 pages na question. Pero yung nandun sa i-upload ko, 11 pages and 13 pages. So, in total, 24 pages siya na purong tanong lang. So, bakit hindi ko kayo binibigyan ng sagot? Siyempre, iba-iba ang sagot natin eh. Iba ang paborito kong ulam sa paborito mong ulam. Iba ang paborito kong kulay sa paborito mong kulay. So, you have to be the one to internalize doon sa mga questions. But one thing is for sure, your task 1 questions are about you, your name, your family, your work, your likes, your dislikes, your preferences, your interests, your hobbies, your past, your future plans, even. Okay po? So, doon siya iikot. Ang pinaka-importante talaga dito ay yung task. At nandito na nga po tayo ngayon. So, before we continue, so meron tayong 9 participants pa. Meron po ba kayong tanong that you want me to address first before I move on to part 2 or task 2, the individual law?
What you do holiday, tapos ang vacation. Mahaba na po.
Tama lang naman. Oh. What are you planning to do on your next holiday? Eh, bakasyon naman talaga gagawin. Walang mali. So when you say misinterpreting the question, for example, what is a dish that you know how to cook? Pero nasagot mo, a dish that you want to learn how to cook. Yun yung maling interpretation sa tanong. Kasi ang tanong sa'yo, ano daw yung putahe na kaya mong lutuin? Eh sabi mo, eto yung putahe, hindi mo alam lutuin, pero gusto mong matutunan. So basically, mali yung sagot. So saan nag-ugat yung pagkakamali? Sa hindi mo pagkakaintindi sa tanong. Pag ganun, anong dapat gawin? Clarify. I'm sorry, can you please repeat the question? Thank you. Because we don't want to give wrong. Okay? Task 2. Guidelines. Sasabihin ng examiner, Kevin, you now have 1 minute to prepare for the question that I will be showing to you. So may mag-a-appear po na tanong literal dito sa screen. May countdown timer yan sa upper left corner. And then, after 1 minute, ano mangyayari? Magiging blank yan. And that is now the time for you to begin your answer. The problem with task 2, as I've mentioned, is that task 2 is the most important. So you have to answer everything in the task card. Madali bang maalala yung mga tanong kung blanco to? Hindi, di ba? That's why you have to use all the tools available in your arsenal. Bibigyan ka ng examiner ng pagkakataon para mag-note taking. So literal po kahit computer-based ang exam, ito po ang inyong tanong. Tapos, meron kang lapis at papel sa mismong araw ng test. Para saan yung lapis at papel? Para kopyahin yung tanong. Kasi nga, after 1 minute, magiging na lang siyang blanco. Which will now make it difficult for you to remember everything. Tingnan nyo ha. Ang task card kasi, meron siyang part. Ito yung tinatawag nating main question, succeeded by at least 3 hanggang 4 bullet points. What is it? What are its characteristics? What does it symbolize? And why do you think it is the national bird? May 4 siyang succeeding questions. At if you will fail to address just one, per puntos ang bayad niyan. Isa ang di mo nasagot. Anong maximum score? 6. Dalawa, di mo nasagot. Anong maximum score? 5. 3, hindi mo nasagot. 4. Wala ka nasagot. Una best. 3.5. So nakasalalay pala ang score ko sa 4 na to. Sa main introduction, sa 4 na to, at saka doon sa closure sa huli. Kaya it's very essential that you understand how important is it to prepare during the 1-minute preparation time. Ganito yung script ng examiner dyan. Okay, Kevin, you now have 1 minute to prepare for the question. So, maglalagay ako dito ng timer para makita nyo na 1 minute ako nag-prepare. Hindi kasi ako naka-PowerPoint ha, sa mga nasa Zoom. Hindi ako naka-PowerPoint, ako po ay naka-PDF kasi nga na-exit yung aking meeting kapag naka-PowerPoint ako na share screen. Kaya ako po ay naka-PDF. Ayan. Ayan po. So Kevin, you now have 1 minute to prepare. Ito yung 1-minute timer. National bird. So kunwari, ito yung note ko. Eagle yan. What is it? So describe. Endangered species. Native in Mindanao, the southernmost part of your country. Characteristics. Of course, it's a predator. Dahil yan ay malaking eagle, so 2 meter nga ang wingspan yan eh. Mas malaki pa yan sa American bald eagle. So second largest eagle yan, right next to harpy eagle sa buong mundo. Symbol, freedom. And why? Because it embodies freedom. So ito yung note ko. Tapos ang countdown, sabi ng examiner, all right, now Kevin, your preparation time is over. Tell me about the national bird of your country. So since meron akong note, meron akong susundan. Tama ba? So ayan ha. Meron ako ngayon 2-minute timer para makita nyo na 2 minuto siya talaga. Ayan po. So, the national bird of my country is known as the Philippine monkey-eating eagle. So, unfortunately, it belongs to the threatened and even endangered species in my country. In the past, people used to see them being very abundant in the wilds, but now, most of them are in captivity to help them reproduce before improving their population. It's actually native only in the Philippines. This is situated and first discovered in the southern part of my country in Mindanao. Its characteristics involve being very huge. Actually, it's as tall as 1.6 meter, as huge as a grade school person. And it has a 2 meter wingspan, as big as me, literally. So it's one of the most feared predator back when they were very abundant in the wilds. So because of their sharp beak, sharp claws, and very sharp eyesight, like a hawk, they can easily catch the prey. That's why it is termed monkey-eating eagle, because it eats monkeys and even snakes for its meal. So it symbolizes freedom because my country has been oppressed, has been colonized by Spaniards, Japanese, and even Americans in the past. And I believe that it suits the job. I really think that it is perfect for the duty of representing our freedom, because whenever this eagle soars high above the sky and people see it, we are reminded of how our national heroes fought for the freedom of my country that we are now enjoying today. So time is up. So lahat nung bullet point nasagot. So napaka-importante na lahat po ng bullet point is masagot. Again ha, kung ma-miss yung bullet point, huwag ka nang umasa maka-7 ka. Kahit isa doon. Kaya mahalaga po na mag-note taking. Tell something about the food you like the most. No Filipino words. Kung magtatagalog ka, i-translate mo sa English yung dish. For example, ang gusto mong pagkain ay kare-kare. O may English yan, di ba? Ano? Ox stripe and peanut sauce. Pag naman dinuguan, pork and blood stew. Kung tinumis, with tamarind leaves. Pag lechon, roasted whole pork. Diba? E baka. Roasted beef. Okay? What is this food? Explain mo ano yun. Paano niluluto yun? Diba? How often do you eat this? Minsan lang, bihira lang. Where do you buy this? Saan ka nakakabila ingredients? Pwedeng sa palengke, pwedeng supermarket. Bakit gustong-gusto mo siya? The food that I like eating the most is ice cream. Ice cream is made from dairy product mixing with different flavors. So with how many flavors to choose from, there are even some weird flavors out there. Like in Japan, they have wasabi ice cream. In the Philippines, we have fish flavored ice cream. So crazy flavors out there. But my favorite flavor would have to be strawberry, basically of how rare I'm able to eat strawberry ice cream, because fresh strawberries are only harvested in northern part of my country in Baguio City. So whenever I go to Baguio, I will always find an ice cream vendor with strawberry ice cream flavored one. So I often eat this ice cream when I was young, as much as every day. But now that I know that consuming too much sugar is not good for the body, so I am minimizing my consumption only up to 2 times a week. I buy ice cream in many different shops, like groceries, even fast food chains like McDonald's. They sell vanilla ice cream. You can ask them to dip it in chocolate sauce, which is my favorite. And I like eating ice cream so much because it makes me cool my senses off, especially after a long, tiring day, watching a movie, indulging in a pint of ice cream. And now that it's very hot and humid, eating ice cream is not just tasty, but it makes myself cool down. So that is why this is my favorite food of all, because it allows me to eat sweets, which is I like, and eat something cold to let me cool off. Sabi ng examiner, ano ibig sabihin nun? Magdagdag ka pa. Ayaw niya magsalita. Kasi baka may na-miss ka pa. You may have missed something. Tinutulungan ka niya. Kasi ang naka-record lang po dito, boses, hindi po video. So, ibig sabihin nun, mabait ang examiner mo. So, sir, paano yun? Naubos ko na yung bullet point. May checklist ako, nag-check ako habang nagsasalita. Sabi niya, dagdag pa. So, doon ka ngayon magkwento. History. What else? Occasions related to the topic. So, sabing history, I remember the first time I tried eating ice cream, especially the Selecta Cornetto. I kept on seeing this commercial when I was young. I was in grade 2 and I told my mom, hey, you know what? I'd like to try because of how good looking the commercial was. So when my mom found out that I am the second among the class and second honor, so she brought me to the supermarket and allowed me to stock up on Cornetto ice cream, which I enjoyed. So ice cream is actually one of the features of children's parties. I believe that it's not children anymore that enjoy ice cream during parties, but even their parents. So because as I've mentioned of how tasty this is and how it enables us Filipinos to forget about the heat just a bit. So ice cream is a staple food for everyone. Tapos, yun po ang challenge natin sa part 2. So name a TV show you like watching, sir. Wala pa po akong favorite TV show. Uwi mo ng bahay, maghanap ka. Please, wag naman po yung mga kay Coco Martin na TV show. Ano? At least medyo educational program naman. Kasi ako, kung tatanungin mo ako, ang paborito kong TV show, Adventure Time with Finn and Jake. Ano ba yan? Cartoons. Yung aso, lumalaki. Paano ko i-explain sa examiner? Para mong mawiwirdoan sa akin. Hindi ka magkakaintindihan. Pero kung ito ay exam, sasabihin ko sa kanyang favorite TV show ko, yung Pawn Stars. Yung sanglaan sa Las Vegas. Yes. Kasi kahit pa paano, educational yon. Palagay doon, why you like the program, it's actually a non-conventional way to learn about history. Natututo ka sa history kasi nakikita mo yung existence ng mga gamit na ginamit nila before. Some of them are controversial. Some of them are rare, which makes the appraisal not just its monetary value, but even the historical value it holds. Kasi one time, pwede ka magbigay ng example, meron dong quintas na gawa ng isang very renowned jeweler in Europe, and that jeweler used to be the one to design the crowns of royalties. So natutunan mo ngayon yung mga ganong personalities because of this show. Na hindi mo matututunan kasi history tends to be boring. But because of this show, made me think about history more. Ano yun? Pawn Stars, Kings of Restorations. Sir, pwede po ba series? May pinapanood kang series ngayon sa Netflix. Kung yun ay investigatory, documentary, pwede mong sabihin. Basta mahalaga na TV show or movie, TV show muna, should be English para medyo may konting ma-relate din yung examiner, and it should be educational. Yan ang mga magandang parameters dyan. Hahanap kayo ngayon. At least, hindi nyo pa exam. Makapaghanda ka pa. Describe a friend who you really like to spend time with. Ang tanong, kaibigan lang ba talaga? Ang tingin mo sa kanya. Okay? So, ito yung mga sample questions natin sa part 2. Task 3. So, pag natapos yung task 2, follow-up questions. Yung follow-up questions po ay critical in nature and abstract. Sabing critical, may kinalaman na yan sa society. So, mas difficult na po yung approach dyan. Ang hinihingi na ng examiner dito, opinion. May tama bang opinion? Wala. Ano? So, you're free to answer, but you have to remember, you need to base your opinions on facts. Here's your opinion, here's the example, here's some story to back it up. Pwede. Bawa, kung ang topic nyo, TV programs, how do you think watching TV affects the behavior of children? Paano mo sa plastic? Actually, sasabihin mo muna siya in a more should I explain this? General manner first before you specify. For example, in my observation, the way how children spend their free time these days involve more watching TV than the previous generation. So the advantage is definitely they were able to adapt to technology at an early age, but has posed a lot of risks, particularly with their upbringing. As you may have noticed, in the past, the autism was very few. We actually used to have only 500 autistic people back in the 90s. But now, the case is about 1 in every 1,000 kids. There are a lot. And scientists are pointing their finger towards watching TV. So it's not just acquiring such diseases that we haven't known of, like autism, because it's still idiotic to understand what this condition is about. But one thing is for certain. If we allow children to watch television nonstop, they will lose their ability to socialize with other kids. And this will affect their behavior negatively. So, ganun ang mga sabi. Kapagpaliwanag. No? Gagamitin po natin ang pinaka-epektibong pamamaraan. Tinatawag na PrEP method. Pakiulit nga, PrEP method. Si PrEP method po ay short for point, reason, example, point. Ibig sabihin ng point, sagutin mo diretso yung tanong. Tinanong ka, would you stay in a hotel with negative reviews? No. Sabi mo, bakit? No, I don't think that I will be staying in a hotel with negative reviews because the main reason why I will be paying for hotel is for its service. And if there are reviews that are negative, then that means I will not be getting what I want. So I don't see myself staying in a hotel with lots of negative reviews. I don't want to be on the receiving end of bad service. It's not my money's. Ano pa? Point. Reason, example, point. Okay, gamitin natin yung tanong ng isang student. No? You know, what do you think is the importance of the meetings that United Nations set every year? Point. I think that conducting a meeting on a yearly basis for the members of the United Nations of the world is very essential in addressing the social topics of today's society, particularly global warming and climate change. Example. So this body aims to help solve the problems of the world So for global warming, they're actually contributing. All of them are giving ideas of how to improve our ways of reducing carbon emission and adding methods how to absorb the carbon in the atmosphere. Because climate change, although not many people are being affected by it, it has affected not just people, but even their livelihood. So because of climate change, we now have violent storms that could ravage farmland that we haven't seen in hundreds of years. So I think that the way United Nations do it is that since there are delegates, important people across the world having convention, so people will now tune in. People will now listen. And with that, we can see improvements, not just in societal issues like climate change, but even the pressing ones, such as poverty and hunger. So it is very essential. PrEP method. So sabi, sir, paano po kung may tinanong sa akin na wala akong idea? Well, hindi ko talaga kaya sagutin. But why do you think a hole of a manhole is round? Tatanong yan. 2017. Ano ba yung manhole? Alam niyo ba yan? Oh, saan lumalabas yung mga Ninja Turtles, di ba? Kung alam niyo yun, ang tandaan niyo na kasi 1980s pa pinalabas yun. Tandaan niyo. Oh, YouTube ko na lang yun. Okay? So, bakit daw bilog yun? Sa mga hindi pa po nakakakita ng manhole, pumunta kayo dun sa may PLDT sa land bank, magkatapat, meron manhole doon. Metal yun, yung cover niya. Bakit daw bilog yun? Yun ang tanong. Pwede bang triangle yun? Pwede square? Unang, again, hindi ko makasagot kasi putya, exam to, tapos bigla kangiti ako. Tapos, what do you think the whole of manhole is round? Alam, sarap saksakin ng examiner pag tinanong ka ng ganyan. Tatanungin mo, hindi naman ako engineer. Di ba? Hindi naman ako nag-a-apply na undersecretary ng Department of Public Works and Highways para malaman yan. So, anong sagot? Hindi ko alam eh. Sabihin, I'm sorry. I don't have an idea about that topic. But, don't worry. When I get home today, I'll do my research. Ulit! I'm sorry. I don't have an idea about the topic. But, when I get home today, I'll do my research about it. Sorry, wala akong alam dyan eh. Pero huwag kang mag-alala, pag uwi ko sa bahay, aalamin kayo. Tapos na. Magtatanong na siya ng mas madaling tanong. Sir, paano kung mahirap na naman yung tanong? Try to use your critical thinking skill now. For example, why do you think a hole of a manhole is round? Siguro pwede nating masagot yan. Kung iisipin natin, ano, I believe that there are several reasons why a hole of a manhole is round. The one thing that I can think of, because I'm not very aware of it, is because it's easier to dig circular holes than odd-shaped ones, like heart-shaped holes. I think it doesn't look very functional to me. Yung dahilan mo eh. Tinanong, bakit daw patok yung mga night markets? Diba? May mga estudyante, hindi nila alam yung tanong, pero kung iisipin na, bakit patok yung night market? Okay, pag-isipan niya, bakit patok ang night market? Why night markets are popular among countries like Asia? Okay, may night market sa Thailand, may night market sa Pilipinas, may night market sa Singapore. Why night markets are popular? Oh. Yes. Yan yung unang sagot ha. Pwedeng yan yung unang sagot natin. I think time. Focus muna tayo sa isa. Na? Time is the most important factor why night markets are popular these days. You see, many people are either working or studying. from 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. They don't have time to go to the market to buy street food there. So having night markets is convenient for them because they're only available at night. And also, nighttime is much cooler than daytime because daytime tends to be very hot and humid. So you're all sweaty. So they think that nighttime is more convenient. That's why they are becoming popular. Sabi ni sir, pagkain naman. O doon naman tayo sa kabilang side kasi wag nating lahat ibigay, iba to. No? I think night markets are gaining popularity because it is one way for people to enjoy a variety of different kinds of food, particularly street food. So in my country, in the Philippines, I went to some night markets and upon checking some stuff, some clothes that they sell, during the middle and the end of the night market hall, they sell food in a stick. Traditional food like fish balls and fried chicken and French fries and even drinks. So it's not just a way for you to shop, but a way for you to enjoy together with friends through food. So yun. Diba? Ganon. So hindi mo man alam, pero pwede ka mag-critical think eh. Pwede mo pa rin malaman. So ito po yung mga sample nating mga tanong ano, na pwede nyo pong paghandaan pag-uwi po natin mamaya. So yun. Mga tanong ng mga students before, pwede bang mamili ng topic? Hindi po, unfortunately, kaya you have to prepare. Do we really need to talk for 2 minutes in task 2? Actually, if we can talk more, that's better. But you have to remember na yung 4 bullet points should be within 2 minutes. Kasi, ang hirap naman, imaginein mo ha, ang tanong mo, may bullet point 1, 2, 3, 4. Yung pagsagot mo, na-explain mo yung 1, na-explain mo yung 2, na-carried away ka, nabanggit mo na yung 5, nabanggit mo na yung 6, umabot ka nga ng 2 minutes, pero yung 3 and 4 are missing. Kaya nga napaka-importante ng paghahanda. Especially yung note-taking mo para ma-checklist mo siya. Ngayon, kung kakailanganin mo nung 5 and 6, tsaka mo pa lang siya isusupply. Nagkakaintindihan. So sometimes, talkativeness and overcomplicating stuff will not help. Okay? Hindi related sa bullet point, hindi pa rin. Wala siya sa pagandahan, patamaan. So, walang idea, tell the examiner. Be honest. Kasi they admire honesty. Sometimes, binabato talaga nila may hirap na tanong because they either want you to find a way out of it or anong magiging solution mo sa isang bagay na wala ka ng answer. Pipilitin mo pa rin ba talaga kahit mali na o susuko ka na? Sometimes, if you let them know your honesty, ina-awardan din nila ang bata sa score. May isang estudyante ko na gumawa niya, naka-8 pa. So, okay lang, wala siyang magiging problem. Should I keep on talking until she asks the next question? Precisely. You have to give as many details as you possibly can. Is accent required in the examination? You have to neutralize your accent. Don't try to mimic either American or British accent. Do I have to answer all the questions in the task card? Yes. If you miss one bullet point, you fail. What are the topics that are usually asked during the exam? I'll be uploading them later. So, kung hindi nyo pa siya makikita, search muna yung hashtag speaking sa atin po group. Yes po. Pakita ko ha. Pupunta ka dun sa group. Yan. Sa Wong Chong. Type nyo hashtag. Don't forget the hashtag. So, sinearch ko siya doon sa button. Lumabas yung mga questions. July 5, 2021, place of exam, Canada. Questions asked, do you live in a house and apartment? Talk about my room. Talk about my house and my roommates. They ask what my future home would look like. Give a description of your house with colors of the walls. Talk about owning a house, hopefully. Sunod, February 7, 2022. Good afternoon po. Ito po mga questions sa speaking test ko. Mainit-init pa. Task 1, name, hometown. What is your town known for? Do you know the history of your town? Do you prefer car when you travel? Do you prefer being the driver or the passenger? Does the color of the car matter? Sunod, September 3, 2021. Sir, ang tanong po sa akin, part 1, hometown. Plan ko daw bang tumira sa countryside? Favorite pet? Essence of application? Currently daw na app na inan-install niya. Sir, mamaya. And then, July 27, 2022. Sir Kevin, before I forgot my speaking test, ito po mga na-ask. Are you working? Are you studying? Tell me about the place where you live. So nakikita niyo ba? Laging nandun yung, are you working? Are you studying? Do you live in a house or in an apartment? Lagi pong nandun yun. Yan, no? September 6, 2021. Name, where do you live? Do you work or study? So kaya dapat paghandaan nyo na po yan. Okay po? Alright. So that will be your task. Magnilay-nilay sa mahal na araw at mag-aral. Okay? Remember, what you say is important, but how you say it matters more. Your delivery, your content, your style, charisma, posture, gesture, eye contact would also be required to suffice, no? For your answer to be sufficient. Final reminder, practice and pray. So sa mga nasa Zoom natin ngayon, tayo ay mag-selfie muna para makita natin kung sino yung mga Hudyo. Stop share. Video immersive screen. Kailan muna ha? Aha. Start video. Pwede na po. Yan. Ba ako mapunta sa... Nasira daw yung cam ni Bernadette. Woo! Yung view. Immersive. Team kaya? Napalitan ba yung team? Blue. Uy, may ganun pala oh. Team. Agave. Yung. Dito tayo. Sa 18. Yeah. So, si Jen, Melissa, si RV, si Bernadette, si RG. Paki-on na po ang ating camera. Sabi ni Precious, hindi pa daw siya naligo. Okay lang, hindi ka namin naamuyin. Alright, RV and Bernadette. Ay, si Bernadette pala yung ano, naka... Yan. Si PPSK LYDC. Sino to? You know, kapogi pa si RV. Oh. Pakit pa eh. Yun. Alright. So, picture-picture muna tayo. Naka-fierce agad si Melissa. Oh. 1, 2. Alright. Have a nice day. God bless po and good luck sa ating lahat. Bye-bye.